Time now for a morning rush. We do start with breaking news for you. As you can see here, live look from our KRQE news tracker. All lanes of southbound Unser at I-40 now blocked due to a crash. As you can see, this is involving a semi and possibly at least one truck, according to our live shot right there. Again, if you need to head out in this area, you're going to have to seek an alternate route. No word on how long this is going to take for this scene to clear up. APD is on scene, though, directing traffic. As soon as you get more details on this, we'll pass them on to you right here on KRQE. On to other news for you. The man who nearly beat an Albuquerque teen girl to death with a shovel is back in prison after recovering from an attack. State police say Justin HANSEN was beat up at the Southern New Mexico Correction Facility in Las Cruces, then taken to a local hospital. They say he was treated and is now back at the facility this morning. HANSEN is serving 18 years there for beating Brittany Marcel with a shovel when she was just 17 years old and a student at Cibola High School. On to some breaking overnight news for you now. We're learning a man accused of a kidnapping in New Mexico and a shooting in Texas has been arrested in Florida. According to Daytona Beach Police, Jason Gibson is accused in a New Mexico kidnapping. Police are not releasing specifics on that case, including where the kidnapping happened or details about the victim or how it happened. However, Daytona Beach Police do say that Gibson is identified as the suspect in a murder and attempted murder in El Paso. He's accused of shooting a man and wounding two others in a home invasion. Daytona Beach Police Department arrested him just overnight. Kristen.
Mostly sunny skies through the day today. We won't be looking at any rain or snow yet. However, late tomorrow, keep your eyes over the northwest. Here comes the rain and snow with storm system number 1. This will continue to push south and east through the day on Friday. Crystal?
Albuquerque police tell us they're looking into their records this morning to see if the woman described by a serial killer matches any of their cold cases. Samuel Little is possibly tied to 90 murders. The FBI just released dozens of murders that Little is claiming responsibility for. The crime spanned decades and stretched from California all the way to Florida. One in 1974, according to Little. That's where he says he killed a, quote, 25-year-old white woman in Albuquerque. Investigators have not yet linked Little's confession to a cold case here. Democrat Xochitl Torres-Small is set to head to Washington, D.C. in January. This after the Secretary of State certified the 2nd congressional district race. Torres-Small beat out Republican Yvette Herrell by fewer than 4,000 votes. Herrell claimed victory on election night earlier this month. She's still not conceding this morning. A judge ordered 8,000 absentee ballots be impounded, though, so Herrell can inspect the votes. Those votes gave Torres-Small the lead. For the first time in state history, Mississippi has elected its first woman senator. Republican Cindy Hyde-Smith beat out Democrat Mike Espy for the seat in a runoff election after the two earned 50% of the vote in the general election. Hyde-Smith was appointed to the Senate seat earlier this year by the state's Republican governor after Senator Thad Cochran stepped down. The Republican majority in the Senate will now grow to 53-47. The New Mexico mom charged in the death of her 13-year-old son's her 13-year-old son, is expected in court later this afternoon for a change of plea hearing. Tracy Pena's son, Jeremiah Valencia, was beaten to death and buried in a shallow grave. Pena's boyfriend, Thomas Ferguson, allegedly beat the boy to death. Prosecutors say Pena, Ferguson, and Ferguson's son buried the boy's body off of a highway in Nambe. Pena's scheduled to go in front of a judge this afternoon for that hearing. On to news happening today. The city is honoring the first responders who rushed to the scene of a workplace shooting at an Albuquerque warehouse. Police swarmed the Benny Keith warehouse earlier this month, responding to reports of an active shooter. 3 men were wounded and taken to UNM Hospital. The shooter eventually killed himself near Placitas. Several first responders will be honored with 1 Albuquerque Hero Awards at the ceremony later on today.
Today's Metro Threat Index down to a 2 for some cold temperatures we had this morning, but no problems this afternoon with highs coming back into the upper 50s. We've got mostly sunny skies on top. No rain or snow yet. That will come in on Friday. Crystal?
The next time you go to the Mesa Verde Community Center, you may notice a new addition to the building. Take a look at this. A 2-panel mural was worked on by more than 24 students from Garfield and Hayes Middle School. Here's the challenge, though. The students at each high school worked separately on their panels, not knowing what the other school was actually doing until they combined them. Students have created 16 murals so far with this program. Plans to revitalize historic towns along Route 66 could soon be moving forward. This as Democratic Senator Tom Udall introduced legislation asking that the highway be designated as a National Historic Trail. Should it pass, Udall says new protections for historic sites would help bolster local economies here in New Mexico and across the country. The bill would also preserve the entire highway as a cultural landmark, protecting its significance for generations to come. Kristen.
Time now for a check on traffic. Crystal mentioned the fact that we've got all lanes of southbound Unser blocked at I-40. Your alternate route there would be 98th or Coors to get to the interstate. That's the only incident we have on the map. Everything else looks good at the hour.
And finally, Starbucks is out with its annual Coffee for the Life contest. Members of the Java Giants Rewards program can enter to win the grand prize by buying up a drink. People can also enter for free by going to starbucksforlife.com. 5 people will win free Starbucks daily for 30 years. The contest runs until December 31st. You need a cup of Joe? You might as well go there.
Taking you back 43 years ago today, here in New Mexico, we had a deepening low pressure system, just a strengthening storm. Moved in, created some high winds and significant snow. Get this, 39 inches of snow fell in Red River in the span of 2 days. Brazos Lodge picked up 23 inches. In the Rio Grande Valley, we've got 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That was on this day back in 1975.
That's a doozy.
Yeah.
All right, time for the 5 facts.
We begin with number 5, with school art programs across the country and state struggling to stay afloat due to dwindling funds. UNM is stepping in to help out by playing host to nearly 100 pieces of art created by students from all over the state. The artists featured will be students in grades 6 through 12. Even organizers said the number of entries exceeded their expectations at more than 250 entries. For details, go to alwaysonkRQE.com.
Number 4 now, Democrat Xochitl Torres Small set to head to Washington, D.C. in January. The Secretary of State's office certified the 2nd congressional district race, officially giving Torres Small the victory over Republican Yvette Harrell by fewer than 4,000 votes. Harrell has still not conceded, though. Torres Small will replace outgoing GOP Representative Steve Pierce. Her win will give Democrats all congressional seats representing New Mexico.
At number 3, mild today with mostly sunny skies. Storm moves in late Thursday into Friday, looking at rain and snow over the north and west. Breezy to windy conditions and cooler temperatures. Another round of cold air coming in with storm number 2 over the weekend.
Number 2 now, the man who's serving an 18-year sentence for nearly beating a teen to death is back in prison after, recovering from an attack. State police say Justin HANSEN was beat up at the Southern New Mexico Correctional Facility in Las Cruces. They have not released details about the attack, but say he was treated and is now back at the facility. HANSEN is serving time for beating Brittany Marcel with a shovel when she was just 17 years old in Albuquerque. Number 1 now, Albuquerque police are combing through their records to see if the woman described by a serial killer matches any of their cold cases. Samuel Little now claims he was involved in about 90 murders and has recently confessed to killing a woman here in Albuquerque. The FBI just released dozens of murders that Little's claiming responsibility for, which span decades and stretch across the country. What local detectives are focused on is one that Little says he committed in 1974. Little says he killed a, quote, 25-year-old white woman in Albuquerque. For more details, go to alwaysonkRQE.com.